But that's what makes me intelligent is I'm not falling for the myth.
No, it's not a myth. Listen, buddy, you know what's a myth? You thinking you're smart. That's a myth. But nobody believes that myth here.
I don't think I'm smart, George.
I think you're an amazingly smart man.
No. You know, I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm objectively smart.
You're a genius. And I think
no matter how you cut it.
And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process.
We have talked about Logan Paul previously on this channel, once when his co-host walked out on Bobby Lee during an impulsive recording, and then when Logan Paul went on Tiger Belly. Well, during the last couple of weeks, Logan Paul has been under fire. He's been the protagonist of some wild drama that was started by YouTuber CoffeeZilla, who is completely crushing it right now. He has gained nearly 800,000 new subscribers in the past 30 days, and his monthly views are completely out of control. He essentially did a 3-part documentary series on how he thought that Logan Paul was scamming his audience through an NFT/game project that he had going on called CryptoZoo. Logan Paul was quiet for those couple of weeks, taking a lot of negative criticism from everybody on YouTube and basically saying nothing and just hinting at him making a response on January 3rd, which was yesterday. He basically responded by denying everything, pointing fingers at people, saying that it wasn't his fault, and saying that he was going to sue CoffeeZilla. Both the response video and the new podcast are not doing so well. They're getting completely crushed with dislikes, and for a good reason. On top of that, he had to apologize to his co-host for essentially being mean to him and disrespecting his religious beliefs, which was completely twisted. So let's get into it.
But
you land on my face with your kicks sometimes with the mean words you say. You don't. I think you're so giant with your words. You really don't know what you step on when you say things. Like really, like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or trying to pull at you. I think that you have so much going on in your life, and you're so like power driven that you will mold past your friends and family without knowing.
if I say something, I've said it intentionally. Give an example of
one that really hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
No,
that one hurt me.
No, I didn't. I said you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you,
no, you
which
didn't.
is true.
No, you didn't. I won't stand down. No, you didn't.
You think I said you need a therapist because you believe in Jesus? I checked you and I said,
what did you just say to me? And you said, what did I say? And you stumbled. You're like, I don't know. What were I say? And then you fumbled. I'm not backing down from this.
It is common knowledge that you don't interpret reality like reality happens. Mm-hmm. And you heard that incredibly wrong. You think I said you need a therapist because you believe in Jesus?
What do I need a therapist for then?
Jesus isn't doing it for you. And I believe
what do I need a therapist for?
I don't believe you're as emotionally mature as you could be.
Then what do I need Jesus for? I mean, what do I need a therapist for?
To get you to level up.
In what?
Yourself.
In what category? So when you think George needs a therapist, what category am I following?
Emotional intelligence.
Me.
Yes.
I'm not emotionally intelligent. Could you pick a time and frame any day of our life?
Here's one. 3 weeks ago when you were sitting in that chair, you stormed off this exact podcast because you were upset about something a comedian said.
No, I was upset that I finally discussed.
Listen, I just answered your question. I'm not looking for rationalization about the thing. I just answered your question.
Also,
so
you said in the past that you like it when people storm off. So I asked you, if I get upset and I want to storm off, is it cool? And you said, absolutely.
Georgie, you left, bro.
I'm going to jump in on that one. I'm not sure that that's representative of emotional intelligence.
So Logan Paul finally came out and addressed the drama with 2 horrible videos. One was uploaded yesterday and was only 7 minutes long. It got completely crushed with dislikes and negative feedback on the comments. And then the one uploaded today was an actual podcast episode. That one is also getting crushed with a lot of negative comments and dislikes, and for a good reason.
I believe the last Boys Only episode we were on, I said some pretty harsh things to George about his beliefs and religion overall that people were unhappy about. The following week, a YouTuber named CoffeeZilla made a 3-part series that he had spent a year making. The guy is good. He is a very good storyteller, and he is very, very manipulative. Very manipulative, and he's good. He's built an entire career off it. Sometimes he's more impartial than not. I think he probably has an inherent bias against me, which is reflective in his work and in his piece, which unfortunately has repercussions. If you are perpetuating falsehood and it's affecting someone's business and reputation, and it's affecting the wrong person's business and reputation, that person may take action.
So
I think one of the factors that drove Logan Paul to make these type of videos was the fact that he saw that CoffeeZilla's channel was completely crushing it. It's doing extremely well. Like I said, he gained almost 800,000 new subscribers in the last 30 days, and his views are over 50 million views. Okay, for reference, that is more views than all of these channels combined. It is only 15 million monthly views away from Joe Rogan's YouTube channel. Okay, that is insane amount of monthly views. Now, whether it is a scam or not, it's up to you to decide. Watch the videos, watch Logan Paul's response, and then make a choice for yourself. But at the very least, I think we can all agree that there are some unethical business practices going on in the entire project and the way that it was handled. One of the things that we can focus on is him not being transparent and communicating with his community or the people that had invested in the project. Logan Paul denies this, obviously, but it's clear that he was pushed after he was exposed by a YouTuber that he finally decided to speak out and tell everybody what was going on. For example, he could have been upfront and more honest about what the artwork was going to be like. Everybody, I think, was under the impression that it was going to be hand drawn or some type of unique art that was going to be uploaded as an NFT, but instead they got some Adobe stock photos that were pretty much stitched together, which he still claims that is super hard to do and it is very valuable.
And it was based off the idea that people could create these fun animals that didn't exist. And this was another part of CryptoZoo that got ripped apart. People seem to really discount the art, which I felt truthfully wasn't fair.
I was kind of in the middle on that one. It was very
do you know how,
okay.
Do you
It was
know how
very
hard
basic.
It is?
Yes, I
Do you
know.
know how hard it is
and let me
to merge animals that do exist into an animal that doesn't exist and make it look like a real animal.
I'm gonna ask you.
I'll just say it right now, bro. If you take an animal from CryptoZoo and like a fucking picture of a monkey wearing a hat and go ask like someone on the street, like, hey, which of these is more captivating to you? Something tells me the animal that doesn't exist that looks like a real hybrid animal is probably gonna win.
He could have also easily updated everybody in his Discord community, all of his investors, about what was going on. You don't have to get specific into the details, but you could say that something legal is taking place and everything will be taken care of. Because if you just ignore the community, the Discord, why wouldn't people think that you abandoned the project?
So I'm going to invest my hard-earned money. From their point of view, I get your guys' point of view because you're dealing with a legal team. You're dealing with all the people that did you wrong. But from their stance, they go, how dare you go and open up 2 other projects when I just wasted my hard-earned money on something that I believed you would do.
Especially with all the evidence that just made Logan Paul now look the best. And finally, and obviously, he should have done some research or background checks on the people that he was going to partner with. But in my opinion, I think it's very strange how Logan Paul claims that he is very smart, he's super intelligent.
No. You know, I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm
a genius.
objectively smart.
You're a genius. And I think,
No matter how you cut it. So
yes,
I thought that's why that was funny.
But when it comes to a massive project that involves your fan base and reputation, you decide to just trust the people and say, hey, I was just dumb and it was stupid. Okay.
Know what you're thinking? What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
Part 6 is the more he says and the more he continues to spread this misinformation that this was any sort of con or scam, the more I have for the lawsuit that I am filing. The defamation lawsuit that is happening because this is wrong. This is fucking wrong. And there's a reason he won't come on this show. And he knows it's because he can't lie to me with his chest out while sitting in front of me. But now I'm in a place where I actually do have to thank him for shining light on this. He just messed up by pointing the finger 100% at me in saying that there was any sort of fraud or scam taking place intentionally.
Now, I'm clearly not a lawyer, obviously, but from what I've heard and seen before, suing somebody for defamation is a tough thing to do because, for once, you have to prove that the other person purposely lied in order to hurt your reputation. Not only is that hard to do, but in this case, CoffeeZilla made a lot of very charitable comments towards Logan Paul. But the other reason why he's going after him is for sharing and posting a private conversation that he had with Logan Paul's manager. And from what I know, I think it'll depend on where both parties were when the phone call was recorded, because obviously different states have different privacy laws, and some states are a one-party state. Some of them are two-party state, meaning that both people on the phone need to know that they are being recorded, and in other states, only one of them needs to know. Regardless of that, if this is a petty move by Logan Paul in an attempt to financially drain CoffeeZilla, which we've seen in the past, not from Logan, but from other people, I'm pretty sure CoffeeZilla has some sort of like media insurance. I've heard of other people like me, Kevin, that have talked about needing this type of insurance just in case things like that happen where you get sued. And if he does, at the very least, we know that he won't be financially drained and won't have a hard time with that. And if he doesn't have that insurance, I'm pretty sure he can still work something out. I mean, he has a large community now, and basically every large YouTuber knows of him. So I'm pretty sure something can be done with like raising funds for lawyers and stuff like that if things get nasty.
It was so timely and convenient that the 3-part series dropped when you were already boiling in an unholy baptism of shit because of what you had said on the show before it.
Let me tell you something.
And so I want to change gears a little bit. And
Look at this guy.
And get ready.
And to quote Logan Paul, present thyself.
Because yes,
I want to.
well, you very
Listen, ironically, I defamed Jesus and God, and I felt His wrath. And by the way, I want to make something clear. And I have something I'd like to say to you that I've been thinking about, but I'm gonna say that for a second because I want to hear your take on this. But I'm not a atheist. I believe in God. People think I don't believe in God. It might not identify as the same God as you, but it was very telling to me how the karmic energy of the universe, this is what I'll call it, just went right back around and put me in my place.
I'm not sure why, but I have a feeling that George was actually glad that this happened. Now, let me just say this before I say what I'm about to say. I respect religion and I believe in it. I don't practice it. I'm not involved in it, but I grew up in it, and my grandma was very religious. And in my opinion, she was the most loving and the person that cared about other people the most. I mean, she was humble, grew up poor, and she would actually pray for people every single night. So I respect that. But in my opinion, I don't know George personally, but when I look at somebody like George, I don't know. I just feel like he's the type to just cherry pick from religion. And in my opinion, George's monologue explaining to Logan Paul how essentially Jesus Christ or God punished Logan Paul with this entire thing because he had made fun of him in the last episode, or he had a pattern of making fun of George for his religion in the past. And hey, look what happened. I don't know. To me, that just sounds like a script for like a Darman video. And the fact that Logan apologized to George for offending his religion, but didn't apologize to his fans for not delivering or not following through on CryptoZoo and basically forgetting about it, is completely backwards.
You want me to tell you something? I'll make this quick because people tend not to love when I talk about Jesus. But let me just tell you something. Actually, no, I don't want to come off like condescending. This is actually how I feel. Because I came off like funny, but I don't want people to think I'm telling a joke. The night before it happened, bro, I'm sitting and I'm reading the Bible. And I literally say a prayer to God. And I go, man, like, this is when me and you were kind of like going back and forth. And I was getting pissed at you. And I was like, dude, God, I know you love him, but I want to kill him. I want to punch him in the face. I want to hurt. Wait, hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
But I know you don't want me to. So I sat there and I go, God, what do you want from me, bro? And I swear I have 2 witnesses. God says, be quiet and love. And I was just like, whoa. And like, bro, like I felt it, right?
Wait, who are the witnesses?
Watch. So I'm in the kitchen, Belle's cooking dinner. And I sat there and I go, Belle, I think God just talked to me. Like, I'm not trying to be like a lunatic. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, I think, and hear me out, I think I just got to talk out of love. I got to talk out of love. And she's like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I got to talk out of love. And I answer the phone. He's dripping wet, bro. like he just got out of the shower. He goes, bro, I got to tell you something. He goes, whatever you're doing, Jesus told me to tell you that he loves you and yes. And I'm like, what? I go, why did you just say that? Belle put her knife down. I go, buddy, back up. Why did you say that? He goes, I have no idea what's going on. I'm in the shower because that's why he was wet. He goes, I'm praying about my family, my friend. He goes, 3 times in my prayer, God interrupted me. He goes, go tell George whatever he feels in his heart is right. And a lot of people in the comment section was like, Logan doesn't deserve George. George should leave and go do other podcasts. And I sat there and I really mean to say this from my heart, bro.
I don't know, I might be reaching, but it just looked to me as if the entire episode was carefully structured to make the people feel like, hey, he apologized for something, but not for what the whole drama is about. But back to the whole Crypto Zoo thing. I don't believe the whole drama is that bad when it comes to damaging his reputation, and here's why. The videos being made about Logan Paul, sure, they might stink for a little bit, just like the Dink Doink did and all that other stuff in the past. But at least in my opinion, I do think that the people that bought into his project, they did it in hopes that they could get in early enough to get it for cheap, and then hopefully Logan Paul would pump it and push it to his regular fans, and then the first investors could pull out, make a ton of money, be happy. Sure, was there some people that actually thought and believed in Logan Paul when he said that this thing was going to be a huge project in the future? I guess there is a possibility, but truly, the people that invest in these type of projects are mostly people that are always looking for that quick, get-rich-quick opportunity. And at the end of the day, it's almost like gambling. And that's what investing in early projects is. And that's the reason why a new startup company will raise funds from credited investors. These are people that actually have proof of funds, that they have money that they can use to invest. And it's a risk. That's what it is. High risk, high reward, but it's a gamble. So what's going to end up happening? Well, to Logan Paul, nothing really. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody really gets canceled unless they stop making content, and you can agree or disagree, but Logan Paul is great at making content. So as long as he keeps uploading, he will have a fan base. I mean, if you think about the video in Japan, everybody thought that he was done. I mean, he was getting dropped, he was losing partnerships, sponsorships, and everybody thought that his career was done. And I mean, look at him now, he's bigger than ever. So once again, I don't think anything will happen to Logan Paul, to CoffeeZilla. I think hopefully he has some good insurance, knows a good lawyer, and hopefully he can, if not, that he can raise some funds somehow. But at the end of the day, I do think that this will give more exposure to CoffeeZilla if it does end up going to court and he ends up winning, obviously. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens down the road. And if you made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, dislike if you don't. Once again, let me know what you think in the comments below. And also a huge thank you to you guys. I don't want to make this a cringe moment, but I really do appreciate it. I know I've been asking for the longest to subscribe. We just hit 20,000 subscribers and it just looks really nice to see the 20,000 number on there. So I really appreciate that. Again, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep grinding and uploading videos at least once every 3 days. But yeah, that's all we have for today. See ya.